Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for today's 14 days for today's final video. Day 10 will take us to the 22nd of October. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. And I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that first video released today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. I've also released a European outlook as well. Please check out those 2 bits, like, share, subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, okay, let's begin then. Oh, just to say, we reached 17,000 subscribers while I was off a couple of days ago, recovering from this cold that I've had. So thank you so much everybody for getting us to 17,000 subscribers. It's an unbelievable milestone. When I started all of this in like 2012, 2014, I never dreamt that I would have a channel with 17,000 subscribers. It's unbelievable. So thank you so much everybody for getting us to 17k, and hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves to 20k in the end. Wouldn't that be special if we could get to 20,000 subscribers one day? That might happen, but I never take it for granted, you know. I never take it for granted or get complacent and that about the subs that we have on the channel, because I know like weather on YouTube is very niche, so we don't have like the brand of like the UK Met Office and NOAA and that. We're not a national brand, so to have a weather channel on YouTube with like 17,000 subscribers is just incredible. It's amazing. So thank you so much to each and every one of you for getting us this far, getting us to 17k, and yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a celebration on Sunday's live stream. I hope to have a live stream back on Sunday. We'll have a little bit of a party stream, celebration stream, and celebrate getting to 17k. And then we'll be on the grind again to 18k and ultimately to 20k. Thank you so much to all of you. Okay, right, let's start off in the tropical Atlantic then. So we've got got tropical depression, not post-tropical yet, got tropical depression Sean, down from tropical storm Sean, giving maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour. This will be going post-tropical over the weekend. Current position is just here, and by sort of Saturday, Sunday, that will be a post-tropical depression. Also got yellow X here, which is disturbance 20% chance of cyclone information in the next 2 days, 30% chance in the next 7 days. You don't have to worry too much about that at the moment. Latest temperature observations from NHC Weather shows that the warmth is holding on by its fingertips in the extreme south. We've got 21 degrees flash away there at Headcorn Aerodrome, and 19 at Shoreham, 19 at Forney, 18 at Bournemouth, 19 at Exeter. So along the south coast, we're still just about clinging on to those very warm temperatures. But go a little way inland, it's cooler. Farnborough at 15 degrees there. Boscombe down at 14, and up into the Midlands, when it's genuinely quite cold. Wetherspoon at 12 degrees, Birmingham just 12 degrees, Bedford at just 11, Wittering at 13, Church Lawford at 12, and north of that, Leeds at 11, we've got Redesdale at 11, we've got Edinburgh at 11, Aviemore at 12, and Belfast at 12. So you go north of the M4 really, and you run into significantly cooler or colder temperatures, and that's portrayed over the coming few days as well, by the way. Central temperature is sitting at 15.5. That's 5 degrees above the 6-to-9 average provisional to yesterday, to the 11th of October. We're waiting for that to start dropping quickly. It will start dropping quickly as we go through the weekend into the start of next week. These are the GFS upper air temperature precipitation ensembles. We make a reason at London today. Red line is 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're above average at the moment. The upper air temperatures will be coming down though over the weekend and into next week. We actually go quite cold there. We're going close to -5 at 850 HPA And then into the last week to 10 days of October, quite a lot of scatter, but generally the white line, which is the Ensemble, means a little bit below average. You notice the thick green line, which is the GFS operational run, that also for quite a long run is below average too. So all looking a lot cooler than we've been used to for this autumn so far, once we get the next 24 to 36 hours out of the way. And look at the exceptional anomalies from the 12th to the 20th of October, below average. It's been a long time since we've seen that on these anomaly maps. So cooler than average temperatures for the UK per island, especially for Norway and northern parts of Sweden as well. At the same time, precipitation anomalies are dry than average in the north and nearer normal further to the south. Latest Windflow Map from earth.nullschool.net shows got a big low pressure through Iceland, and they've got these secondary lows just here. Now, this is below that will be bringing a deluge tonight and tomorrow across England and Wales, and as that pushes away through the course of tomorrow, that will allow the final descent of those northwesterly winds that we've been promising for several days. The final descent of the northwesterly winds will take place as we get through to the weekend. Okay, let's go through the chart data then. This latest UK Met Euro road looking big night on Sunday. High pressure to the west, deep trough low pressure of Scandinavia, bringing those cool northwesterly winds. Now, high pressure ridges into the country through the early part of next week. They've been quite cold there, so that will deliver some pretty chilly nights, I think, early next week. And then the high pressure starts trying to move up towards Scandinavia later next week, begins to pull the wind in from more of an east-southeasterly direction. That probably brings relatively warmish air in from off the continent, upper air temperatures, but down on the surface, I reckon that could well have a chill to it, that southeasterly wind that we see there. Icon, again, looking very similar on Sunday. So high pressure out to west, low pressure to the east, bringing in those winds from a northwesterly direction. The high pressure ridging through the country through the early part of next week, bringing mostly dry weather, but also with some cold, frosty nights, or some ground frost anyway. Then the high pressure starting to ridge up towards Scandinavia in the second half of next week, beginning to form a proper Scandinavian high, actually, by next Thursday, and showing the wind turning round to a southeasterly, but potentially also to an easterly. Now, you'll notice around the back of the high, we've actually got cold northerly winds setting in, so it becomes much colder in the northeast of Europe. And, if we get high pressure far enough north into proper alignment, then we could start bringing that colder east-northeasterly all the way into Western Europe. Bear in mind, it's October, so we won't be talking about a beach from the east here. Obviously, we're not talking about like January, so I'm not going to bring in a beastly, but beaches in October will have a chill to them if they come from far enough north. The GFS midnight run, much of a muchness for Sunday, a deep trough of low pressure over Scandinavia, high pressure out in the Atlantic, pull down those northwesterly winds. High pressure builds through the country the first half next week, quite chilly nights with that. Then the high pressure ridges up to Scandinavia for the second half of next week, so we form a proper Scandinavian high there, start pulling in an east to southeasterly wind, and that turns into a proper easterly. If we was a couple of months on, this would really be game on for a proper easterly, easterly wind and snow from the east potentially. It is only October, so we're not talking about that, but we are talking about potentially quite chilly weather anyway, as those easterly winds start dragging the air in from a long way east. We form an area of low pressure within that as well, so over the weekend of 21st, 22nd of October turns increasingly cooler and probably wet, especially so for eastern parts of the country. Beyond that, high pressure sort of re-establishes over top the country, so we cut off the easterly, probably still quite chilly though, and then hints of a high pressure actually going into retrogression. It's retrograde. Gav loves a little bit of Gav loves a bit of retrogression. Retrogression. I better do that too much with trying to get my throat settled down. But no, the high pressure sort of centres over Greenland in towards the closing days of October, so that threatens to pull in some genuinely cold air from the north actually by month's end, with high pressure blocking over Greenland and low pressure over Scandinavia. If we look at the upper air temperatures, yes, we are bringing down the -5 Celsius firm into the northern half of the country anyway. So a little bit of a taste of winter there potentially for the end of October. That's over 2 weeks away though, remember. The GFS 6Z, again, much of a match this Sunday. High pressure reaching in from off the Atlantic, being quite cold air, but high pressure sticking around for the early part of next week. So some chilly nights on offer through early next week. Then the high pressure moving up to Scandinavia in the second half next week. Pulls in this proper direct easterly wind. Been a long time since had a genuine Scandinavian high and easterly winds such as 6Z and the midnight run are showing. So much cooler or colder with those easterly winds as we go into the third weekend of October. As the upper air temperatures looking quite chilly and cold over France actually, with -5 Celsius firm moving through there. The high pressure maintained into the extended range as well, and similar to the midnight run being at the very end, the 6Z also sends that high pressure into retrograde and moves it from Scandinavia to Greenland and Iceland, threatens to start pulling wind in from a north-northeast direction. Quite a lot of cold air sitting across northern Europe there by the 28th of October, towards the end of the month. So once more threatening a cold end to October. Interesting. If you enjoy the video, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. We've just reached 17,000 subscribers. Massive number. Thank you so much, everybody, for getting us to 17k. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, everybody. Please give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Right, GM, again, with low pressure centered over Scandinavia on Sunday. High pressure is out to west winds coming in that true northwesterly direction, and the high pressure ridging through the country. All right, buddy. There we go. That's better. High pressure reaching then through the country through the early part of next week, bringing a lot of dry weather, but with some chilly nights. Remember, high pressure trying to move up towards Scandinavia into second half next week. Doesn't quite become a proper Scandinavian high, but does bring in this southeasterly flow, probably with relatively warm upper air temperatures, but on the surface, I reckon that could be quite chilly actually. And then the ECM at WF once more, much of a muchness for Sunday. Winds in from the northwest. Early next week, high pressure ridges through the country, so mostly dry, but with some cold nights anyway. And then the second half next week, high pressure goes up towards Scandinavia, start trying to pull wind in from the easterly direction, kind of like a southeasterly that we have going on there around days 8, 9 and also to 10. Again, the upper air temperatures probably look quite warm. Let's have a quick look at those. So yeah, pretty warm with the upper air temperature, but I think on the surface that is going to be quite a lot cooler actually than the upper air temperature suggests. So I reckon that South BC probably has a little bit of a chill to it, if anything there. Mostly dry next week as well, you'll notice on that scenario. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Meteo.com. In comes tonight's deluge, and that will last through much of tomorrow as well, across England and Wales. Eventually that gets out of the way, and we open the door to these northwesterly winds through the weekend. Shall turn wintry across central, northern, western parts of Scotland. There you'll notice green colours turning up. Could be some snow, even to quite low levels across some northern parts of Scotland over the weekend. Most places will be dry this weekend. There are plenty of sunshine, but it will be cold by night, and those dry conditions may last into the early part of next week. Later on, some showery bursts into the south. Wet weather is out into the west, but to be honest, quite a bit of dry weather really till we get toward day 10, and then it does look as though things are starting to get a little bit wetter from the south then, as heavy showers maybe start to, breaking out on those southeasterly winds. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensemble today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets 22nd of October. 22 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure over and to the east of the country. That includes the operation run low pressure out to the west-southwest. That brings the wind in that southeasterly direction. We've got 17 with a much more easterly aligned sort of Scandinavian high. So this will be doing what the GFS operationals are doing, with more of a direct easterly there, I think, with that one. And then we've got 12 with high pressure again to our east, northeast, and low pressure to our west, southwest. Again, that probably brings up more of a southeasterly flow, but with the low pressure closer, that threatens more in way of rain to southern and western regions, probably quite cold rain. And then in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 27th of October, towards month's end. 16 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to our east and northeast, low pressure away southwest. That's bringing a wind from an east-southeasterly direction, probably quite chilly. 12 with high pressure between Iceland and Norway. Winds around that coming in from an easterly direction, so mainly dry but probably quite cold. 9 with high pressure blocking over Greenland, so the high pressure with these 9 has gone into retrograde, low pressure to our south and east. That brings the wind in from northeast direction, so that's in line with what the two GFS operationals are doing by the end of October, sending that Scandinavian high into retrogression and centering it over Greenland. We've got 7 with high pressure further north with a blocking, low pressure through the country. So that's just much more unsettled, really. And then we've got another 7 with high pressure kind of over top of the country, mostly dry. Probably some quite cold nights with that. It's all going to be down to the high pressure and what happens with that area of high pressure as to the weather we get in the final week or so of October. CFS Weeklies finally beats a 500 millibar height and order to break it down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 12th to the 18th of October. This next week has low pressure to our northeast, high pressure is out to west, so it's colder and more unsettled. Initially, anyway, remember high pressure ridging in over top of the country. Week 2 is the 19th to 25th of October. High pressure centred around Scandinavia then. Winds coming in from a southeasterly or an easterly direction, mostly dry. Could be a little bit on the cool side though. Week 3 will be the 26th of October to the 1st of November. High pressure is over top of the country. Probably mostly dry, but could be some chilly nights. And then week 4 is interesting. This is the 2nd to the 8th of November. We'll have a cold start to November. The high pressure is going to Greenland. Trough of low pressure across the north and the west of Europe. That gets the wind into the north or the northeast. So that could be a cold and maybe slightly wintry start to November. Goodness gracious me, imagine if that came off. It's 4 weeks away though, so a lot of weather to get out of the way before we get to that. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please can you like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so much everyone for doing that. I'll just tell you what's coming up tomorrow. So you can have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. We'll have Jeremy Friday and a 10 to 14 day. Please keep checking back to the channel for more content. For this one though, and for today's videos, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.